Ooh, hello! It's been a while since I've done a normal kind of a vlog. A desk video, which I finally finished, was kind of blocking everything for a while, but it's done now, so I have a little bit more time on my hands. Plus quarantine life, so I'm always home.
And for us flipping
Yeah.
it. See this whole giant big one? I want to see something fine where I'm not fine.
I mean, for the most part, not much has changed. Right now, we're kind of stuck in quarantine. We're on week 5, I think, of being in self-quarantine life, which mostly means Keo's not going to school. He's doing a lot more gardening. We start every day with gardening, and I mean every day.
But we can use the leaf blower outside. Cutting the top like
Rain or shine, he's out there mowing the lawn, cutting the edges, blowing the leaves, all the things. Today also happens to be the last day that I have work for at least the next few weeks. I'm kind of going on vacation, but not really. We're just having another kid.
Cole wakes up and is crying. What are you gonna sing?
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, and A, B, C, D.
Obviously, Laura's been pregnant for the last 9 months, but I haven't really shared it because, well, honestly, this pregnancy was a little bit tricky in the beginning. Things weren't quite sure. We weren't sure if it was a healthy fetus. We had all kinds of doctor's appointments, all kinds of genetic testing. Then genetic testing results came back, all kinds of confusing, where we had to do more testing. I had to get my blood drawn a bunch. Laura had to get a bunch of tests done. At first they told us it was a girl, then a week later they were like, oops, just kidding, we read the results wrong. It's actually a boy, so surprise, we're having another boy. It's been a long 38, 39 weeks. Keo's super excited for his baby brother, and Laura's almost due. Turns out Laura ended up going a week past her due date, and we had to schedule an induction. For the most part, though, the hospital visit, even during COVID-19, was pretty normal.
In the last few days, any new fever or chills? Nope. Any new cough? Nope. Any unusual shortness?
Other than having to get our temperature checked at the beginning, wear masks, and wear gloves everywhere.
It says this way.
Where do you see this way?
It just says this way. There's no arrow, so I'm just gonna go this way.
We're confined to this room, confined to this mask. But otherwise, things are mostly similar to last time, except for the whole induction part. This, of course, was our first experience with an induced birth. Not the biggest deal, and actually more relaxed than just waiting to go into labor. Of course, I say that, speaking for Laura. For those of you who haven't done an induced labor before, for the most part, it's just waiting. Waiting around, watching stuff, FaceTiming Keo, just
Got it
waiting.
at 7:15. It's now 2:45. And I can't feel anything, so we're just chilling.
After all that waiting, though, finally, 7:15, Cole was born. You're done.
Am I though?
Kinda.
Or are we just getting started?
Just getting started. Thank you so much for
Happy birthday, bud.
Oh, happy birthday.
Well, we got comfortable and moved into the hospital for a couple of days. Of course, there's no visitors, so we just got to relax and chill with Koa. And he's quite a chill kid. Soonest we could leave is 7 p.m. tonight, but that means that we'd be getting home when Keo's going to sleep. We don't really want the first interaction to be like right during bedtime and teeth brushing time, and like, or Keo being woken up by a crying baby in the middle of the night to see his brother for the first time. So we'll probably stay an extra night so that we can take Koa home in the morning and Keo can meet him and play with him in the daylight, and they can all be brothers and stuff like that. And even though we didn't have any visitors, of course we still wanted people to see him, and people wanted to see him. So we spent a lot of time FaceTiming family, taking lots of pictures. Of course, most importantly, was FaceTiming Keo.
Oh.
The time that we spent at the hospital, hanging out with Koa, just Laura and myself, super nice.
Aww.
Like I said, for the most part, the hospital visit was normal. Even though we were confined to our room for the most part, I was still allowed to go to the cafeteria to get food, and we were still allowed to order DoorDash. Honestly surprised I still remember how to swaddle, but it's pretty natural. Did it a bunch the first time. Not perfect, but hey. You're in there, nice and snug. You almost ready to go home and meet Keo? You ready to go home? You ready to go? Where's your tiny little... There, are you kind of warmy in there? Your feet are... Who's he looking for?
Koa.
Where is he? Right here. The first time Keo got to meet Koa was, of course, priceless. He was super excited, and the first thing he wanted to do after hugging him was share his pretend weed whacker with Koa.
Yeah.
Did I mention he likes gardening?
I love you so much. I miss
Yeah, because he can't hold his head up yet.
Yeah.
Oh, where are his feet?
Where is his feet?
中に入ってるよ。隠れてる。You can feel it. The shelter-in-place order was given right before we were planning to have a baby shower, so we didn't have that normal celebration. Thanks to all of our friends and family who dropped off their gifts at our doorstep, some of which we saved for when Koa came home from the hospital. The only slight problem or little bit of a hiccup in all this is that while assembling Keo's super expensive bassinet that he never slept in that we've kept for the last 2 years, I somehow, over that last 2 years, lost 2 of these bolts. And even though I have a large collection of bolts and screws and all kinds of things, they're all on the small side, and for the most part, they're all wood screws. I don't really have any machine screws like this. I don't know. Might need to go to the hardware store, or he might need to sleep in his other bassinet / rocker, which we got for him to sleep in anyway, so maybe not a big deal. Maybe? I don't know.
Aha! I found one! Yes!
Magically, I found one in the bassinet, but unless I find the 4th one, still a bit of a problem. Woohoo! Got it! Alright, well, that wasn't that exciting or dramatic. The first couple of weeks with 2 kids were honestly not that much different from our previous normal.
How I wonder when you are after
Our morning still consisted of gardening. Mondays were garbage truck day. Only now, we had 2 kids.
You have no what is that? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Twinkle, 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 and twinkle.
Somehow, thankfully, he's able to sleep through all of the noises that Keo and the rest of the family is making through dinner time and all throughout the day. Just passed out. That's awesome. There were, of course, some things that we needed to adjust to, like figuring out how and when to eat dinner, figuring out exactly how to keep Keo active and play with him. Go! But let's be honest, Keo doesn't need any help being
That's
active.
really, really low.
And it's really fun that Keo can go on runs around the block with me now. And he pretty much runs the whole way. I think his distance PR is about a quarter mile now, with, distracted breaks, of course. And truthfully, after a couple of weeks, his self-sufficiency, his pretend play, all leveled up, and he's been doing just fine.
No, I know like a sloth.
Slow breathing like a sloth?
Yeah.
Let me hear. Fist bump. Hug. Oh, I love you. Good running. My streak of riding every single day was ended when we spent a couple days in the hospital, but I still try to ride nearly every single day. And even though there's no events to train for, I'm still maintaining my fitness, for the most part. Not everything is super easy though. Even though I am on paternity leave, getting used to waking up 2 or 3 times a night leaves me tired. And I've been running off of cold brew coffee, because who has time to actually brew hot coffee? First couple of nights were a little bit rocky, with Cole waking up every 45 minutes, but it was because he wanted his arms out. We finally got him into one of those fancy sleep sacks that lets his arms be up, and by night 3, perfectly sleeping at 3-hour intervals. And we picked up one of those $300 super fancy socks, those Owlet heart rate and O2 sensors, so that I have the peace of mind to sleep while he's asleep, make sure he's alive so I'm not staring at his chest, making sure he's breathing every 30 minutes. And yeah, sleep is good. Much easier on the second kid, at least for now, 5 days in, than it was for Keo. One big difference though is that because we have Keo and because he's so active, Baby Ko has been going on stroller rides and outdoor adventures much earlier than Keo did when he was an infant. Most importantly, and the one thing that I should really be responsible about now that we have 2 kids, and this is the advice that everyone keeps giving me, is that I take an equal amount of photos of the second kid as I did for the first kid.
Are you making a video like Daddy?
And the only way that I can do that, and the thing that people keep reminding me, is to go back to daily vlogging. I don't think I'll go back to daily, at least not quite yet.